regard. So this definitely isn't the weight that I would like to be at right now, but I am severely detrained because I haven't really been able to lift in about a month. So I really don't have any other choice but to start low and then build up. But there are also a couple new changes in the program and just how I want to go about my training style. I'm not completely sure if I'm going to be able to get to all of them in this video though. Starting off, I'm no longer training with the coach anymore, so I'm just going to be doing it by myself. I've already made my own program. Honestly, it's not really that different, but I have changed some stuff around with the weight selections and the accessories that I'm going to be doing. And also, I think I want to go about intensity in a different way because I realized that every time after I would do my top set, I would feel like kind of relieved because my accessories would be super light because I didn't really want to be too fatigued from having everything be super intense. But I think that kind of affected how I went into my top sets and my PR attempts. And I was kind of conditioning myself to not really like going super heavy and pushing myself. And the entire point is to push myself as far as I possibly can, obviously without injuring myself in the process. The biggest change I saw was in the leg press. So starting off, I think I went for like 240 something, and that would probably be my normal working set. But since today I wanted to go a little bit heavier, I kept increasing the weight, and it didn't really feel heavy until I reached the end of the stack. And honestly, I do think I could have done a little bit more than that. And it was kind of eye-opening to see how much really I've been holding myself back. In all honesty, nothing really is going to change except for just the compound movements, because I really can't increase my bicep curls more than the way that they're already at, because I can't do 10 pounds heavier would be too much. And, you know, there's only 5 and 10 pounds. But what I'm hoping this does is help me to, I guess, condition my brain a little bit to push for a little bit longer. Because for a while I was, kind of feeling myself about how I'd never injured myself. But now I'm kind of thinking that's just because I was holding back. And while obviously I don't want to have an injury, I do think it would be good to push closer to being unnecessary. I definitely worded that wrong. So basically what I want to do is be a little less wary, I guess. Because I don't think I've ever heard of any high-level powerlifting going their entire careers without having any injury. And while I don't want to follow blindly into what they're doing, because usually an injury comes from making a bad decision, but the mindset that comes from hurting yourself is also the thing that probably pushed them to be where they're at today. But on to the actual topic of today, deadlifts. Other than just the weight, my form was severely lacking today. Honestly, I think it's just because I haven't really done fives in so long. I realized I think my last warm-up, having to reset and do the slack pull each time was kind of making me, I guess, run out of breath a little bit. Not in the sense of, I don't really know. Not in the sense of like cardiovascularly, but having to reset, I was kind of making mistakes. And since I couldn't back away from the bar, there's not really any way to fix it in the way that I've gotten accustomed to doing. So I really only pulled slack for the first rep because I've gotten used to basically losing tension after I come down, because I would just back away and be able to reset. But I think there are only really two options for me to do. So one is, just obviously just do the little slack pull every single time, or I can do a shortened version of the backing away cluster, and I can just stand up so that I can reset my lats and keep my feet in the same place. But that's going to be it for today. I really do need to focus on upping the intensity and also managing the fatigue that comes from that, because I didn't talk about that at all in this video. But the entire reason I lowered the intensity was because I was getting too fatigued from everything that I was doing. So I do think I'm going to need to find ways to get around that while still being able to push myself. Maybe it's just something that comes with time, or there's actually something I can do to, I guess, speed up the adaptation process a little bit. But yeah, I'll see you next time.